right? Hello, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, my brothers. We're going to um do some more of these crazy things that we do over here, right? We like crazy. So let's see. I'm gonna go into my folder. Let's open up. I changed the name of the file, so now it's auto fmat rather than autolint, right? Which makes sense because this is not a linter, right? This is not doing code analysis, not doing static code analysis. It just formats my shit, right? So there is a question of analysis, right? It is some kind of syntactical analysis, if you will, but I mean it's not on the level that a linter would do. It's not trying to catch coding errors, right? It's just trying to format it nicely. And I added a few things here. So if you remember, these separators that I use all the time, right? These lines were not being wrapped for a bunch of reasons. But it would do something like that, right? So you have a description over here. So I don't know, string processing or whatever, right? And it will just wrap around. So what I decided is I don't like that. So I'm just going to do something more special. And if we look over here, okay, I cannot find one right now. Okay, give me a second. Okay, here we go. So what it's doing is it's counting the amount of the number of separators that you have, taking the description, whatever it is that you write on this line, and pasting it down here with a little tag that serves as a counter, right? So this is automatic. That's the idea, that all of this, so the line is something like this originally, and it does this. And I mean it's okay, right? It counts the number of lines that you have. That's useful. So what I want to look at is doing alignment. And this is the thing I saved for last because it's probably going to be the most it's going to be sort of the most dumb thing to look at. Okay, and I say the dumbest thing to look at because I mean, yeah, it is a weird thing to think about, and I think I've sort of outlined um, my reasons for this before, but I'm going to explain it again. So imagine we're trying to align these three lines over here, right? And first we need to decide on which character we're going to align, right? So let's suppose that we want to do equals because that's usually what I do. And so, do we do it like that? Or do we do it like that? So that first off. But also, so we need to sort of do some checkings here, right? So we care that by aligning, we're not like stretching this out way too much because that's the opposite of beautiful. That's not code beautification. That's just making it stupid, more stupid than it already is, and that's not what we want. However, I was reading through the manual of GNU Ident, and yes, I am the kind of guy that reads through the manuals for GNU utilities, right? I'm the kind of guy that will do that. And what I realized is it will do this aligning when you have, for instance, say you have a phone call, and suppose you have a bunch of arguments, right? Like arg0, arg2, arg1 actually, arg1, arg3, and I don't know, arg3, arg5, arg4, right? And what it will do usually is it will do something like this. automatically for you, right? Something kind of like this. I mean, that's okay, right? We could have it also do something sort of like this. Why not? And this is easier. This is a slightly easier because it's one line. That, get it? That's the thing. It is one line you're trying to do alignments for. That's quite different. That's quite different from having to align multiple lines to one another. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just prototype it out, right? So I'm not going to get too in depth with this, but I'm gonna give it a try because I mean it's something I've been thinking about for a while now, and I'm like, well, how am I gonna do it? Well, I don't know. Okay, so let's be honest. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I want to try. So that's the important thing. So let's try. Let's actually try to do this. And I guess I'm gonna begin by something I thought when I was taking a shower. Is I'm gonna have some variables unique to that process. So in C, I would do this with statics, right? I would have statics on the process itself, on the function itself, whatever you want to call it. Here in Python, well, fuck Python. I'm gonna have to do it the stupid way. So yeah, unless I guess I could put it in a dictionary, right? But that's always not so fun. And I mean, if I did it with a class, you know I hate classes by now, obviously, but well, okay. So I'm gonna swallow my pride and do it with a class, okay? Just to show off that I know how to write a class. Okay. So let's try column. Let's call it column. column dude. Right. CLM DDD column dude. Okay. So first thing we have to do is an init. At least generally. Oops. And I guess I could pass it rules, right? So I don't know how I'm going to do this right now, but let's just do it like that. Okay. And I guess we'll make we'll have some sort of construct to sort of determine which characters to look for and how to do the thing, and we'll pass that to column dude. Okay. So, but for now I'm going to just do something easier. Okay. So let's try. Let's try pad. Right. So I want to pass it this. Okay, so a rule will determine what's the pad when you break a line, right? So when you have a long line and you break it, what is the padding to apply? We already have something like this in here in this function here, which accommodates multiple lines. Or rather, when you have a really long line, it sort of fits it and indents it accordingly and all of that good stuff. So what I would try actually, I'm thinking about this backwards. We're not going to create instances of this because that is not the plan. We want to work with static methods or class methods. Is there a difference? I believe there is, but well, static methods and class variables, class member variables, not so values that are specific to the class, not specific to an instance, right? And if that already fucks your mind, you know, welcome to OOP mindfuckness, right? There's a million ways to do things, and none of them are right. So let's have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to do pad first, and I guess I could configure this, but I already know that pad is going to be just two of these, right? Two spaces. That's it. And I guess if we have some additional level of indentation, we can just pass that. But this is like the base. Every level of indentation is two spaces. That's why I do. Actually, oh no, but because this will be local. This will be local to CLM dude, to column dude. So actually, I'm gonna call it col dude. Right? Col dude. That's nice. So we have pad. And I'm going to do chn, which will be char number, and this will come into play in a second. And calls actually CLN. So column number, right? So how many columns are we utilizing? We will default to 1, and maybe we'll be able to change that with some setter. Or maybe we can just do it manually, right? Like col dude pad, right? And actually, yeah, why not? I'm not going to instance this class, so basically the class is the instance. The class is the object, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Column number, and we should make we should have like a column width, right? So column width, and let's default to let's say 4. Is that too short? We can grow it. We can grow it if necessary. But what we'll do is we'll default to this and then just locally increase it if necessary. Or rather, if we need more than the specified column width, we just augment the number of columns, right? But that might be problematic. Well, and lastly we have sep, and now this should be something past, and I'm going to explain why in a second. Okay, so what should we try first? Well, I think I actually don't need this, and I think I should pass this one. Aha. Okay, so let's do it with just those. And I'm going to have a static method, and that's going to be let's just do a test, whatever. We pass it none, and oh, we pass it void, right? So yeah, and oh no, yeah, we need to pass it a line, right? So line. Actually, I should make it. No, that's okay because it's a local scope, so doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is take line and a separator, right? So when we come upon this separator, we know that we want to split into a new row. Or rather, no, I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to iterate through our line, just char by char. I could do it in a smarter way, but let's do it like this just for starters, right? Like, let's do the most naive thing. And let's go character by character, and if we come upon our separator, then we want to up some counters. So we're going to do call I. So this would be the current column we're at, and this would be like when we come upon this number of columns, we want to go into a new row, right? So we want to insert a new line. Okay, so let's try that. And if we go into sep, we want to call I plus plus. And yeah, I know it's not actually a plus plus. I mean, it is a plus plus semantically, but not syntactically, and that is very sad. But I digress. And if call I is equal to cln, guess I should do call dude cln, column dude. Guess I should do it like this. Let's try. Honestly, I don't remember. Honestly, I do not remember. So yeah, Python will tell me if this is a mistake. And if we have this, then we want to insert a new line, basically. So for this, I guess I'm gonna have a result here, and let's with double quotes to signify that this is a string, right? So if we use single quotes, the idea is that it's like a character or a very short string which we treat as a composite character of sorts, right? And I know it doesn't make much difference in I know it doesn't make much difference in Python, but whatever. Okay, so when we come upon this, we want to insert result equals result plus new line, and we want to reset this. And why not? Let's have a row number, right? So we can know how many rows we have. Call I and row I plus plus. All right. So the first thing we should do is concatenate here like this. Result plus C. So yeah, if I did it, I should probably find a way to do it. I should probably split by separator and do the math manually, right? But this is, if you go character by character, it's just it's easier to think about, at least in my view. And let's just return result. Okay, right. So let's just try that. Okay, let's pass it some line of code and see what happens. So column dude test, and let's pass it some, I don't know, a list. Yeah, why not? Let's just say that list is I don't know, say I didn't I X Y Z W T R E Q B and F. Doesn't really matter, right? So let's try that, and let's give it comma as a separator, and let's print that out. Okay, let's try that. Do I have the console open? No. Oops. I cannot select the... Oops, this is a problem. Okay, there. So apparently, wait, so my editor was in always on top. Okay, so I could I could not swap to this window. Now I'm in it. Okay, so let's run the thing. So Python automat auto format.py. Okay, so yeah, it did the thing, but no padding. That's not what we want. But let's play around with what we have right now and try, for instance, adding more columns, right? So let's do 4. Why not? Let's try this. And yeah, column width, we're doing nothing with it right now, but okay. So now we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then it ends. Okay. So, I mean, it's not much, but it is a start, right? So the problem with this is it doesn't look much good, right? So in order to make it like a little bit nicer, what I would do is probably have a character, a special character that says, okay, so from here start listing, right? And you know, like maybe from this point break the line, start adding padding, right? So generally in the function call example, usually, you know, like have a fun and some parentheses, and at that parentheses you break the line, pad, and start adding your items here, right? So this is, oops, not. So this is generally what you do, and then at the end you close like that. That's something that's fairly common, and honestly, it's something I can see myself coding a format, an auto formatting for that. So it's something I could do in a reasonable time frame. So yeah. Now we need to utilize the column width, and I don't really know why I added this. Oh, I get it. I have an idea. Okay, so we need to have we're gonna have row, and row let's do it like this. So row is going to be row plus C, and what we're going to do is whenever we break, result plus row plus new line, then we're going to blank the row, and if we have anything left in row, so if len of row, this is post looping, then we're going to append that as well. Result plus row. Well, I guess I could do it without the if now. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And it should give us the exact same result. Yeah, kind of. Okay. So what I would do is, rather than just care about this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the column index whenever we've written a a particular amount of characters to the row, right? So if length of row exceeds column width, then we want to increase the column wide, column I, okay? So we would have to do... Oh, this is a cool way to think about it. Let us say that column I, so the current column we're at, is simply length of row over the column width. So, dude, column wait, no, not N, W, okay. And let's floor this division, okay. Okay, let's try that. And yeah, this is not so good. As you can see, we have the comma after the break. I don't like that. And I've never seen anyone write lists like that. So yeah, no, not good. So we're only going to break when we exceed the threshold, this threshold, and when we come onto the separator, right? So only so this equality and C equals separator, right? Easy enough. I should stop doing that. Okay. So now it does work, right? So get here and here and here and here and here. Okay. But we still I'm sorry, I switched too much. We still have this problem, right? So this lonely eye here and then this is not very aesthetic. This is not very aesthetic. It might be somewhat readable, but definitely not aesthetic. So let's have like a character that does some splitting and some indentation. Why not? Let's try pad. Our padding is simply going to be 2 spaces. Okay, we could make it a variable if we wanted to. This is just for testing. Okay, and we also need a separating like we need a character that says a character or sequence of characters that says, okay, so when you encounter this, you have to split. And yeah, you know, it's like it's basically like the separator, but kind of different. So maybe we could have multiple separators, right? Makes sense. So let's actually make it a list. We could have that, and let's try equal signs. Why not? And let's see. And it would have to be C in seps. I'm just going to collapse that. So C in seps, and yeah, okay, let's try that. All right, and I forgot the padding, obviously. Let's go again, and it should be result plus pad plus row. Okay. No, no. Okay, so the idea here would be certain separate on certain separators we want to apply padding, and in some others we do not, right? So I got an idea. Let's try it like this. So we're going to say that on here we want to apply this pad, and on here we want to apply nothing, and that's one less argument. On seps, and so it will be seps c plus rho, and let's try that. And okay, so I don't know what happened with this. Oh yes, I do know. I do know. Because it fell out. It's after the loop. So we have to handle that, don't we? Right, so that is a problem. Huh. Well, I guess the easier way to do it is just like this. Let's just add the semicolon as a case, and what? Even then it doesn't work. That's not right. How? Oh, right. Right. Okay, now we'll always have the same padding, and we just determine whether we want to apply it or not. Okay. And that's one more argument. Yeah, just things that happen. That's one more argument. Okay. So result plus pad plus rho, and guess I should check. No. Well, I can just say pad times seps and c, and if it's 0, hopefully it will do no padding. And here I'm gonna have to, for c in row, I'm just gonna have to do the sort of the analysis, exact same thing but in row. Okay. If c in seps, well, let's just do this. Why not? Sounds good. Oh, because this. Right. Okay. So now it should work. Yep. There we go. Okay. So that's good. That's good enough. We could obviously write more complex rules. Yes, we could write more complex rules for this. Because I mean, like, this is this is pseudocode, right? Um, Sorry, this is pseudocode. So actually, we should try with a real world example and get a better idea of how this would work. Um, but I think this is good enough. So yeah, that's it for this mini episode. I'm gonna start doing shorter coding videos because 2 hours and a half, that's too much. No one's gonna watch that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.